Guatemala. 1946. A U.S. government doctor walks into a psychiatric hospital. He isn't there to treat patients. He's there to infect them with syphilis, deliberately, without their knowledge. And he had full federal funding to do it. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a declassified U.S. government program, confirmed by a presidential commission, acknowledged by the White House, and buried for over 60 years. These are 10 facts about the Guatemala syphilis experiments. Fact number 10. This was a U.S. government operation. The experiments were funded and directed by the U.S. Public Health Service. This was not a rogue scientist acting alone. Federal money, federal oversight, federal authorization. The program ran from 1946 to 1948. Fact number 9. The subjects had no idea. None of the participants gave informed consent. Prisoners, psychiatric patients, soldiers, sex workers. They were infected or exposed to infection without being told what was happening to their bodies. The Presidential Commission for the Study of Bioethical Issues confirmed this in their 2011 report. Fact number 8. Over 1,300 people were deliberately exposed. Stop and sit with that number. More than 1,300 human beings exposed to syphilis, gonorrhea, or chancroid intentionally by American government doctors. Not accidentally. Not as a side effect of treatment. Deliberately. The 2011 Commission report documented this directly from recovered records. Fact number 7. The methods were calculated. Exposure wasn't passive. According to the Commission's findings, researchers used infected prostitutes to expose soldiers. When that method was considered unreliable, they moved to direct inoculation, applying infectious material directly onto mucous membranes and abraded skin. This was scientific. This was planned. Fact number 6. Psychiatric patients were among the most targeted. People who could not understand what was being done to them. People who had no ability to resist or question. The Commission's report specifically identified patients at the Guatemalan National Mental Health Hospital as a primary subject pool. They were chosen precisely because they were vulnerable. Fact number 5. Guatemala's government cooperated, but its people didn't know. Guatemalan health officials were aware of the experiments, but the general population was not. The experiments required local cooperation to operate. That cooperation was obtained. The people being infected were never part of that conversation. Fact number 4. Records were deliberately kept from the public. These experiments ended in 1948. They were not made public by the government. They were not disclosed when they concluded. They stayed buried. It took a researcher, Dr. Susan Reverby, digging through historical archives in 2010 to uncover the documentation. 62 years of silence. Fact number 3. The U.S. government formally apologized. In 2010, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Secretary of Health and Human Services Kathleen Sebelius issued a formal apology to Guatemala. President Obama called Guatemalan President Alvaro Colom directly. The statement described the experiments as clearly unethical. That word came from the U.S. government itself. Fact number 2. A presidential commission confirmed everything and found it may have been worse. The Presidential Commission for the Study of Bioethical Issues released their full report in 2011. Their conclusion: the Guatemala experiments were shocking, tragic, and reprehensible. They also noted that some records were incomplete, meaning the full scope of what happened may never be fully known. Fact number 1. You already know the man who ran this. The lead researcher behind the Guatemala experiments was Dr. John Charles Cutler. Dr. Cutler did not face criminal charges. He did not lose his career. He went on to hold positions in U.S. public health for decades. And here is what this channel has already documented. The lead researcher behind Guatemala, the same man who ran the Tuskegee experiments, the same man, the same government, a different country, a different decade, the same silence. These are not theories. These are documented facts from U.S. government records and a presidential commission. If this is your first time on this channel, the Tuskegee video is already uploaded. Watch it. The connection will hit differently. Subscribe. There is more buried history to uncover.